All right. Hello, everyone, and welcome in. My name is Alexis Miller, and this is the Full Body Awakening series. Today, we are going to be doing a lovely yin practice that really focuses on opening up the heart chakra space right here in the upper chest. This class is part of a fuller series, not only a four-part series around the heart chakra, but all of the chakras. And you can find the rest of these practices on my channel at Wild Blue Yonder Media. So, as we get into our practice today, just keep in mind a couple boundaries. Notice, are you ready to extend into postures? Do you need to modify? Kind of notice your boundaries and respect those here. Also, keep in mind, I don't often cue water. So, if and when you feel thirsty, of course, please feel free to step off your mat, grab that drink, and join me whenever you feel ready. So, with all of that being said, let's find a comfortable seat. Your legs can be crossed, they can be straight out in front of you. You can be up on a prop. I'm sitting on a block. You can also use a bolster, rolled up towel, or blanket. You can also just be down on the mat. That is great as well. We're going to wiggle back and forth and feel ourselves root into the sits bones, and then we'll sit up nice and tall. Let's inhale as we draw our shoulders forward and up, and then exhale as we drop them back and down. Good. Inhale the shoulders forward and up. Exhale, drop them back and down. Find a comfortable spot for your hands, whether on your knees, palms up or down, or in your lap. Gently closing the eyes if you'd like, or just find an unmoving point and soften your gaze here today. In the yogic tradition, there are 7 chakras which reside in the subtle body and are interconnected with the physical body. The heart chakra is important because it's the point at which spirit descends into the body and matter rises to meet the spirit. It's here that we experience love as a state of being. It relates to the element of air and bringing love and compassion to whatever comes into our lives. It's at this stage that we begin to experience a love of enduring quality that is eternal and constant. This chakra is intimately linked with the third level of Maslow's hierarchy of needs, which is summed up as psychological needs like friendships and intimate relationships. As we continue to ascend the chakra system, we recognize that we cannot do it alone. It's here we start to understand our deep need for meaningful connections and love. Today, I invite you to feel into your heart chakra. As you move through the postures, notice if a sense of joy moves with you. What is that experience like in your body? How are love and joy interconnected? So, centering in, taking a deep inhale through the nose, filling the belly, lungs, and chest with air. And then slowly exhale the breath back out. Take another deep inhale, fill your belly, lungs, and chest with air. And then slowly exhale that breath back out. Take another deep inhale as you feel your belly expand outward like a big balloon. And then exhale as you draw that belly button in toward your spine. Inhale as you feel the torso expand, your collarbones gently lift. And then exhale as you feel your shoulders release down and away from your ears. Inhaling the air in your nose, down your throat, filling your lungs. And then exhale, feel that air move out of the lungs, up your throat, and out your nose. Continue to breathe here, inhaling and exhaling with intention. Really noticing the movements of your breath. And feeling the love that comes along with showing yourself this very generous act of breathing deeply and intentionally. Now, if you notice that your mind wanders off on a thinking adventure, it's okay, it happens. The moment you've noticed you've gone away, that's mindfulness. So celebrate the noticing and then come back to your breath. Come back to focusing on those inhales and exhales. If it feels right for you, perhaps incorporating a mantra to help you stay grounded and focused in this moment. Inhale, I am. Exhale, love. Inhale, I am. Exhale, love. Remaining here with your breath in whatever way best supports you for just a few more moments today. Take another deep inhale here as you set an intention or a purpose for your practice today, which really can be anything at all, but it often answers the question, why did I get on my mat? Take another deep inhale here as you feel that intention with your heart and mind. And then exhale the breath out as you set the intention off to the side, knowing we'll return to it toward the end of our practice. Lovely. If you're seated on a prop, let's go ahead and move that off to the side, coming down onto the mat. And we'll go ahead and start by extending our left leg straight out to the side. Maybe it's at about a 45-degree angle from your body. Everyone's anatomy will look a little different, but you kind of want a wider stance here. Bring that right sole of the foot into the thigh. We're then going to take our left hand and position it on top of that left leg. We'll inhale, sweep tall with that right arm, and then exhale, lean over to the left, opening up the torso here, coming into a one-legged seated side bend. So a couple posture points here. We're reaching through those top fingers. Palm is facing down. We're stacking the shoulders so that heart center, that chakra space is nice and open. We're feeling that pull through the side body. So notice when you stack the shoulders, you might have to come up a little bit. Totally fine. Your forearm can rest down on your leg like it is for me, or it can come to the inside of that calf muscle there if you'd like. So notice where you're at here today, and let's take a couple deep breaths here together. Now, remember with yin, we hold each posture for maybe a minute or two, which allows us to get deeper into the postures. So, holding on here and breathing, and try to really sink in without squeezing, without tensing up, right? If something becomes too difficult, modify. You can always drop your hand down to your hip and keep your shoulders stacked. You can bring a hand to the shoulder to check in with that stacking, right? As you sink, maybe you sink deeper and that arm comes to the inside of the calf here. So notice what feels right for you. Great. And then let's inhale, go ahead and come up into center. We're going to switch sides. So extend that right leg out and then bring that left sole of the foot to the inside of the thigh here. Great. We're going to take that right hand, position it on top of the right leg, and then inhale, we sweep tall with the left arm. Exhale, lean over to the right, reaching through those fingers here. So again, checking with that posture, stacking the shoulders, heart center is open here. Top palm is open and it's not facing forward, but instead toward the floor here. We're feeling that pull through the side body, opening through the torso. Right arm can rest down here onto the leg. It can come to the inside of the leg. Notice what feels right. And again, if you lose that stack, go ahead and lift the chest slightly, find that good alignment here, and then sink in, or only sink as far as you can keep those shoulders stacked here. A couple deep breaths. Let's take another deep breath here. Great. And then inhale, go ahead and come up into center. Really nice work. We're going to go ahead and transition onto the knees. If you have a set of blocks, now is a great time to grab them. We're going to bring them in front of us. So they're about shoulder width distance apart. And I'm going to stay at an angle so you can also see what my legs are doing here. If you don't have blocks, you can find a flat, sturdy surface that's either at about chest height, maybe a little lower, or you can come onto your feet and use a countertop as well. A table works great. Even a mattress will do the trick. Okay. So if you've got the blocks here, we're going to go ahead and take our triceps and place them down on top of the blocks. Elbows kind of stick over the ends a bit. Notice my knees here. I'm going to step them back so they're in line with my hips. If this is immediately too much of a stretch, you can walk those knees back under you. Okay. Well, extend the arms straight forward to start, and then exhale, sink the chest down toward the floor. Allow that head to droop, coming into heart melting pose here. Arms can stay split, hands apart. They can come together. And if you'd like, you can deepen the posture by bringing those fingers up as far as you're able. This is like an old-timey elevator indicator. So allowing those fingers to come up as high as feels good for you. And knowing that when they point back to the glutes, that is the deepest expression of the posture here. If you are on a flat surface like a counter or a mattress or a table, you're extending your arms up to the elbows onto that counter, standing with your feet beneath your hips, and then sinking your chest down to the floor, right? Obviously, you won't touch, but your head sinks between the arms and you feel that gorgeous stretch. If you're doing this on the mat, your arms are extended, knees are still underneath your hips, just like they are here. But instead of blocks, it's the floor that's beneath your arms, and you're sinking your chest down. Chin or forehead is on the floor. This is an intense stretch, but as you can feel, it is a great one for opening up that heart chakra space, opening up that heart center. So wherever you find yourself, let's take just a couple more deep breaths together. Again, as you sit here, notice if you sink a little deeper into the posture, that's okay. Not a requirement, of course. Great. And when you're ready, inhale, pressing into the back of the arms, lift the head, step one hand up onto your block and then the other. Great job. And maybe come to sit on the heels here for just a little bit of a release, maybe rolling those shoulders out if that feels good for you in one direction and then the other. Great. Now, if you have those blocks, great. If you have a blanket or a towel, you can also roll that up. So it's kind of in a long ways kind of shape like this. And we're going to lay this down onto the mat here. And we're going to bring our glutes. So it's right in front of the blocks here. So they're right in line with our spine here, right? We're going to extend our legs long, feet are flexed. We're coming into supported fish here. Okay. So this is again a gorgeous heart opener, nice chest, nice back bend as well. So we'll start by lowering down onto one forearm and then the other. Feel your body start to lower down onto that first block, right? And then as we continue to lower our torso down, we come onto that second block, right? Notice how my elbows kind of extend forward, my palms are down on the mat. Now, if you have any neck troubles, please feel free to skip this posture. We don't want you injuring yourself at home, okay? Otherwise, on the next inhale, very gently start to tip your head back, allowing yourself to rest down onto your block. Maybe your head rests on the block, maybe it reaches the mat as you look back here. So we're feeling that nice supported opening through that heart chakra space. We're gently squeezing those shoulder blades together. Imagine those shoulder blades cupping those blocks here. Hands are down. We're not looking left or right, but just straight out behind us. Feet are staying gently flexed. We're rooted into our sits bones here. And we're taking a couple deep breaths together. If you become dizzy or disoriented, of course, feel free to gently bring yourself out of this posture. Just a few more breaths here. All right. On the next inhale, roll off to one side, maybe starting with the knees and then rolling onto one elbow here, taking your time and moving with intention, pressing that top hand into the mat to gently bring yourself up into center. Really great work. And then we're actually going to come just straight onto our knees, moving those props out of the way here and coming into a child's pose for a release here. Forehead comes down to the floor, counter posture for that nice deep opening for the heart and the back. Taking just a couple of deep breaths here. Arms can be extended. You can stack your forearms or your fists, stack a block or another prop beneath your forehead if you'd like. Or you can also sweep those hands around to your feet for your embryo pose here. So notice what feels right for you and take a few moments, tune into the breath. Really tune into your experience of what it feels like to be you in this moment today. How would you describe that experience? It's not a wrong answer. Instead, it's just an opportunity to take an introspective look at yourself to really understand what it's like to be here. And just to be fully present in the moment, something so many of us, myself included at times, definitely are not. Good. When you're ready, hands come beneath the shoulders. Inhale, gently press yourself up. Lovely. And then we're going to come right back down onto our back. We're going to go ahead and bring a block along with us here. Grab this opposite one. So coming on down onto your back, we're going to start with our heels beneath our knees here. Hands are going to be down at our sides, and we're going to have our block so it's nearby. Either hand is just fine. Now, keep in mind with your block, you have three sides: low, medium, and high. For this posture, you either want to stick with the low or the medium. And if you've never done supported bridge, I would go ahead and suggest that you start with the low. I'm going to do medium here today, and I'm going to place it underneath my sacrum, that strong band across my low back here, and the top of my hips on or parallel with this, okay? So it kind of looks like this on the mat. I'll inhale, press into my feet, lift my hips high, and then slide that block underneath. And again, it's not on the low back, it's not down on the hips. Instead, it's right in between them, kind of like where your belt would sit for your pants. I'll rest my hips down here. Now, if you come into this and you're like, Alexis, this is too much, feel free to drop that block down to a lower height or get rid of it altogether and maybe use a pillow or a rolled up blanket or towel if you prefer. So this is opening up our chest. It's taking the work out of holding our hips high, engaging the glutes here. And we have a couple options. You can stay here. If you'd like, you can extend one arm or both arms up overhead. This is going to open up that heart chakra space even more. You also have the option to extend one leg, the other, or both legs out toward the end of the mat. So this is a really nice back bend here, only going as far as you'd like. And wherever you are, let's just take a couple deep breaths here together. If at any point you feel this has become too much, feel free to take it back, maybe one posture or two, modifying as you need. Deep inhale. Exhale. Go ahead and sweep those arms back down by your sides. When you're ready, inhale, press into the feet, lift those glutes gently up off the back, slide that block out, and then roll down one vertebrae at a time, allowing the hips to be the last thing that come to rest on the mat. And when they do, tuck those knees into the chest. Give yourself a little squeeze here for a practice well done. Great work. And then we're going to go ahead and come into just one or two more postures here. So we're going to move that block out of the way here. And we're going to stay on our backs and just come into a nice reclined twist. So we don't often think of this as a heart center opener, but when we spread our arms wide here, we're going to bring those knees into the chest and then allow the knees to fall over to one side or the other, stacking those knees. Then it really becomes a gorgeous heart chakra opener. Gently pressing into the elbow that's in line with the knees so the opposite shoulder stays rooted onto the mat. Feeling that lovely dynamic tension through the shoulder blades, through the chest. Taking just a few deep breaths here, feeling that lovely twist through the spine. Good. When you feel ready, pressing into the elbow that's in line with the knees, go ahead and bring those knees up into center, and then we'll just come right over to the opposite side. Drop those knees down, stacking them here, stacking the hips. Arms stay out. And again, now press into that opposite elbow to keep that shoulder blade down onto the mat on that opposite side of the body. Breathing here. Again, and noticing here, you're like, I did this on one side. Can it really feel good through my chest on the other? The answer is yes. Love twists. The body loves to twist. It's such a nourishing way to help the body stretch, help with digestion, and just really help you kind of settle into your physical being, right? So feel that nice opening through the heart center, taking a couple deep breaths here. When you're ready, press into that elbow that's in line with the knees. Go ahead and come up into center. One last little hug for your knees here. And then feel free to drop those soles of the feet down to the floor and find your relaxation pose. So knees can be up in the air, out at the sides, one or the other leg extended, both legs extended. Just finding a posture that feels good. And to continue with that heart chakra opening, maybe arms come back up overhead, palms rest facing upward. You're also welcome to lay on your side or on your belly, or you can also return to a seated position. It's really whatever feels good for you here today, as this is your final relaxation. And so, as you settle in, just tuning into the breath, noticing how fast or slow it is, how deep or shallow, and really feeling that sense of love for yourself here. Maybe feeling a sense of love for others. You've really done a lovely practice here today. You've nourished your body. So, really allow that sense of gratitude, of self love, of compassion, of kindness to radiate out from that heart space. If it's helpful, of course, you can come back to your mantra that we use at the beginning of practice. Inhale, I am. Exhale, love. Inhale, I am. Exhale, love. Remaining here with your breath in whatever way best supports you for just a few more moments here today. I'm going to get quiet for this final part of practice so you can have it to yourself. Please know that I'm watching the time and I respect yours. And I'll let you out of this posture before the end of our practice. So lean back, let go, and rest right here. No one is a separate, independent self. Happiness is not an individual matter. Bringing your awareness back to this space, taking a deep inhale through the nose, filling your belly, lungs, and chest with air. And then slowly exhale the breath back out. Take a deep inhale as you begin to wiggle your fingers and toes. Move your arms and legs, gently waking your body up. And when it feels right for you, gently rolling onto one side, pausing there with an arm or a hand beneath the head. It's here that I invite you to bring back to mind your intention or your purpose that you set at the beginning of your practice that answered the question, why did I get on my mat? Take a nice deep inhale, make your way on up into a seated position as we close out our practice together today. So find your comfortable seat, root into your sits bones, sit up nice and tall. Inhale, draw the shoulders forward and up. Exhale, bring them back and down. Hands find that comfortable position, whether on the legs, in the lap, or at heart center. Closing the eyes if you'd like. We take a moment to express gratitude for yet another lovely day here on earth and for our bodies that allow us to do so many things, including yoga. Thank you so much for allowing me to guide you through this practice today. It was a joy and an honor, and I hope to be able to do so again in the future. The light in me, it sees the light in you. Namaste. Thank you so much for joining me again for this heart chakra yin practice. I hope you're feeling nice and open through your chest and just ready to go about your day. Make sure to check out Wild Blue Yonder Media. That's my YouTube channel, where you can find the rest of the heart chakra practices as well as the rest of the practices in the Full Body Awakening series. Thank you so much for joining me. If you liked this, please make sure to like, subscribe, and share with a friend. That's how people discover me and get the benefits of these practices. I hope you have a delightful rest of your week, and I look forward to seeing you in the next practice. Bye.